Yesterday was an amazing day, and that was even before I was here with you. And at the end of the day, I was walking home, and I realized I didn't have headphones. So I borrowed some from a friend, and he said, "Oh, only one of them's working, so you don't even have to worry to return them. You can just throw them away when you're finished." And I'd been practicing the flow all day, and I'm walking home, and I was just listening to music in the one earphone, and it was sounding so good, and the night air was so good, and I was approaching my apartment. I live in West Hollywood, and there's hills, and I'm literally going downhill, and the momentum is building. I'm enjoying the flow, and I'm walking a little faster, and then I start to jog a little, and then I had a little skip. I leaped. And when I landed, the jolt rattled the earphone, and the other earphone started working, and suddenly I had stereo. So my question is, how do I tune into that stereo all the time?
Just like that. That was the best description of momentum that we've ever heard. In other words, and if in that short of time, law of attraction could increase momentum that much, can you imagine what's really queued up for you? If you could just maintain that skipping a little longer. So often you skip for a little while and then you don't, and then you find a condition that makes you not skip. So it's really about the consistency of skipping. That's what you showed to yourself. It's the consistency of skipping, and it's letting what is be enough. You were so joyously satisfied with the night air, with your own physical body, with your moving in the beautiful place. You weren't beating the drum of something that you were trying to accomplish. You were just appreciating. You started at this center place of well-being and just allowed it to demonstrate itself in the fullest way it possibly could in that moment, you see. And so imagine what it would be like. Imagine what it still is like. You're still on that path. You skipped your way right into this hot seat. You see what we're getting at? Just gets better and better and better and better and better. And there is no problem, issue, crises that you will ever encounter that has any more significance than one earphone not working for a little while. That's as bad as it gets. That's as bad as it gets. So you weren't even worried about that. You were happy you had another ear. Listen, really good.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
I just have a question about being a really sensitive person who's very, very sensitive to energy and physical things and whatever. How to be in a situation with others and come back into alignment without having to run away and hide.
Well, that's going about it the hard way. It really, for those like you, and there are a lot of you here, it's the preliminary work that you do. Because if you say I'm sensitive to energy and you're just sort of not paying attention to where you are vibrationally, so you've got your buttons to push right out there in front, and you walk into a room and they push your buttons, it's sort of like you've fallen out of an airplane and you don't have a parachute, and hang on, it'll be over in a little while. But you can do the work in advance, and the more you prepare yourself vibrationally, the less law of attraction is going to line you up with things that are unsettling. You know what you're saying to us? You're saying something so important. You're saying, Abraham, I am an extension of source energy. And the source within me is pure positive energy. And I've tuned myself to that often enough that when I'm not tuned to it, I suffer. And I can't control the world to present conditions to me that keeps me from suffering. So what do? Sensitive me. And we say, you got to tune yourself better. That's the only answer.
But then you get annoyed with yourself because you're like, I'm a hopeless focuser and I can't do it.
Well, that's not tuning yourself the way we are encouraging. And when you beat up on yourself, you feel sensitivity to that first and foremost. You are all much harder on yourselves than you are on anybody else, you see. We know that if you found someone in the street bleeding and in need of help, you'd help them. We know you would. When you find somebody ornery or belligerent, you don't often try to soothe them. Often you just want to yell back at them something more clever than what they yelled at you.
Or run away.
Or run away. But what you're really wanting to do is to cue yourself up before you're out there where they are, to rendezvous with the best of that which they are. And we don't just mean the best ones from the crowd. We mean the best aspects from the crowd that is called this person that you are engaging in. Every person is a veritable crowd with endless possibilities, and they will demonstrate to you what's active in you about them. Ooh. You little brat. You're showing me what's active in me about you? Yeah. You've come to a place of expectation about things. The question is, have you trained your expectation in harmony with the expectation of source, or have you diverged a little bit? Did you let headline news train your expectation? Or a movie, a very well-intentioned movie, can train your expectation. Or the friend that you talk to every day can train your expectation. In other words, so that sensitivity that you're talking about, that's what we're talking about all day, every day. Being sensitive and caring about how you feel, and most important of all, knowing that you can feel good with a little bit of focus. So if you don't make it till breakfast the first day, then go after it the second day, and then third day, and the fourth day, until you begin to notice that things are really shifting. We don't want you to run and hide. We want you to live step 4 living. We want you to stand mostly in alignment, eager for variety, to inspire you to new desire that you know you're not in alignment with. Understanding that you know the process. It's like learning a mathematical formula. You can just apply it across the board and you can solve any problem once you know the mathematical formula, you see. And this is the same way. You're learning vibrational formulas that you can apply to everything. Just start with the things that are easiest first until you've convinced yourself that you've got the formula down. Because it is so consistent. It will not squirrel around on you. It will not deceive you. It will not betray you. It will not pretend that it's something that it isn't. It is so consistent that it will easily teach itself to you. So we would say to ourselves, I can say it better. I can say it better. I'm a sensitive person and it serves me really well. I can say it better. My sensitivity is so beneficial to me because I can catch things in early subtle stages. My sensitivity means I catch momentum early. Esther remembers being in San Francisco first time she saw those hills. She couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe cars were actually driving down them or up them. She couldn't believe it. So imagine you've got your car perched at the top of one of those hills. It's out of gear. You've taken the parking brake off and you decide that you want to understand momentum and gravity. So you just nudge it a little bit from behind, just a little bit, and you see it start to move, and then you have deja vu. You come to your senses. You realize what's about to happen, and so you stop the momentum when it's small. You get right out in front of the car and you let it bump up against you, and it stops, and all is well. You wouldn't want to be at the bottom of the hill with your sensitivity. You want to be at the top of the hill. You want to be at the beginning of the thought with your sensitivity to momentum. That's the key.
So like you said, it's better to just hang up the phone when you're starting something and you're like, this is just not going. I can feel it starting to go.
Here's a really good understanding to apply right there to that idea. So of course, hanging up the phone is going to keep you from saying those things that you've got queued up that you're going to regret later. So that might be a good plan. But the thing that we really want you to consider is that since law of attraction is about momentum, and since there has been some momentum, then understanding that you can't get it wrong and you never get it done, but that you can apply yourself in more productive ways. It really comes back to what we were talking about earlier, about where am I coming from? Am I reacting to what you said, or am I reacting to what I practiced about you? Am I reacting to the expectation that you have trained me into, or am I reacting to the expectation that Source has trained me into? This is really big. This is really big. Where am I coming from? Well, expectation is so big. Expectation is so big because when you expect something from someone, that means you've got an active vibration about it. And it would take a really sensitive, practiced person to not give to you what you expect from them. Ooh, wasn't that good? So let's go back to the heart of it. Did you train me into your expectation? You told me you don't have any money, and you told me that you're not good at that, and you told me you're not good at that. And I've watched you in previous encounters that we have. So am I letting you train my expectation, or am I sitting in a place of quiet contemplation, having stopped all momentum while I slept, starting fresh and new with momentum about being glad about life? Have I practiced a book of positive aspects about you? Did I write your name at the top of the page for several days? And did I commiserate with Source? Did we acknowledge who you are to us? And did we practice that vibration until it is so that you must be there when you rendezvous with me, or you may not rendezvous with me? This is who you be to me. That's who you want to be to others, isn't it? You say things like, I want to get the best from you. I want to be the most to you. I want to be an uplifter. You say it and you mean it. That's the way you do it. Really good.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Do you know what it's like when you tune in to the energy that creates worlds? You are more powerful than millions who are not, you see. And so, doing a sales job here. We just don't think that if we were standing in your physical shoes, that we would ever think that it would be a very good idea to respond to other things that other people are doing and use that as our basis for attracting everything that comes to us. We would do it on purpose. We would say, world out there and people of the world, I love you very much and you got a lot going on, but these are the things I choose for me today. I want to appreciate where I go. I want to feel good. I want to bless this planet and all that it is. I want to feel good in my body and appreciation for it. And I'm going to practice myself in to those vibrational frequencies. And then here's the best part. Then you get to be those sitting on the front row of your own manifestations. You get to see the results of the climate that you have deliberately prepared. And another thing that's wonderful is that the first day when you wake up, I'm awake. I'm going to think my thoughts on purpose. You might not make it till breakfast or to teeth brushing. You might not make it far, but if you'll again do it tomorrow and again do it tomorrow and again do it tomorrow, a week or two or three or four in, you will have substantially changed your point of attraction. And the evidence as things flow from your vortex into your realization, first in the form of emotion, and next in the form of clear thought, and next in the form of rendezvousing with this one and this one and this one. Life is supposed to be really, 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 really fun for you. And unless you are in the driver's seat of your own life, it isn't, you see. So now you know everything we know. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. We hope you have a really good day. We are eager to talk with you about anything that matters to you. There is nothing that is off limits. You will notice right from the first person who we play with that it is our dominant intent to help you find a vibrational point of attraction that will serve you. That will serve you. So we are not really good sounding boards, not for long, other than maybe just establishing the point of the conversation about what's going wrong. Because we see no value in helping you to describe in any detail an event, an experience, opportunity that has not yet shown up in the way you want it to, and hold the vibration of why you don't want the rain active in your vibration. We want to talk about why you want the rain. We want to talk about why you want the gig, why you want the job, why you want the lover, why you want the fun, why you want the clarity, why you want whatever it is that you want. Because whatever it is that you want is a wonderful thing. You've crafted it out of what you've lived, and it's valid, and it is a reality, and it is a vibrational reality, and it is ready to pop for you. You've just got to find resonance with it. And that's what we're all about here. So let's go find some resonance.